Hello, Jeanette. Thank you very much for agreeing to meet with me today and having a chat about your business.
That's brilliant, Lucy. I'm really pleased to be able to be here and do this. So thank you for the offer.
Pleasure. You do something a bit special, a bit spectacular. So tell us a bit about yourself and what you do.
So that's lovely to hear. It's described as special and spectacular.
It is.
So what I do is I've set up a company called Phoenix Wellness Coaching. And the straightforward reason for what we're doing is it's an online women-only wellness and life coaching service. But the slight difference is that we specialise in helping women to thrive through the menopause. So for me, this is really, really important.
Yeah,
so I'm being honest here. A woman of 56, going on 57 very shortly, and technically postmenopausal. But I know that when I was working in the civil service and in my previous career in HR, I did go through the menopause. So I started probably in my late 40s, and I had a bout of depression, but it was never discussed as the menopause, and I didn't raise it. So I know that I kind of just ignored the subject. So when the doctor said, oh, you know, it's workplace stress and anxiety, here's some antidepressants and some counselling, I took it at face value.
Yeah.
Looking back now, I think that probably being 46, 47 was probably perimenopause.
Yeah.
But because I knew nothing about it and the doctor never mentioned it and never did any blood tests, it didn't occur to me.
8 to 10 years ago, it just wasn't really on the table for discussion, was it? And now things are looking really different.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, I sailed on in my merry way. And then probably 2 to 3 years ago, I started to think, you know, what's life all about? It was almost that, you know, that meaning of life question. What am I doing? I knew I was doing something that I didn't feel fulfilled in. I felt that what I was doing was pretty irrelevant. I was working in HR, and for me, HR was about helping the staff. I was always the person that worked with women and with teams where the dynamics wasn't right. I loved finding a solution to a problem and making things better. Actually, I wasn't doing that. I was leading a team of 9 people. They were all doing that. I was sitting there setting direction and being the line manager. So that's, you know, that was fine, but I just wasn't doing what I really was passionate about.
Yeah.
And then I started, just odd little things would happen. I would find myself not able to sleep at night, or I would find, you know, my boss would say something and I'd find myself wanting to burst into tears and think, devil's going on there. Little strange things. I started putting on weight and said to my husband, I don't understand. I'm not eating anymore and I'm still exercising. So why am I putting on weight? And then I started to really not like the person I was or what I was doing. So I knew that something needed to change. And, you know, it came to a head when I had a really bad day in the office with the team and went, I think I just blew a gasket completely, more so than normal. And I went to the doctors the next day and really kind of poured my heart out. And she said, oh, my love, I think you could be in the menopause. And I have to admit, I burst into tears then, because it was like, so there is something going on. And again, my own ignorance, I didn't know about it.
Yeah.
She was fantastic. She gave me, you know, HRT, sent me away. Everything was brilliant. But I still wasn't feeling fulfilled. And my reading now tells me that purpose and meaning for a lot of women at that time of their life is huge.
Yeah.
And just through the pandemic and all sorts of things, I got to thinking, you know, I need to change my career. I'm doing a disservice to my team. I don't want to be here doing this. I'm not getting what I need out of it. And I'm not being challenged. And for me, being challenged is really important. So many, many years working in HR, I've done coaching. I did a lot of work with my own coach to discover who the devil Jeanette was at this age.
Yeah.
And it's out of that Phoenix came to life. I remember doing a meditation circle with another group of women who were trying to run their own businesses. I'd had that revelation of, I want to be a business owner. I'm going to do coaching, but I don't know who with.
Yeah.
That revelation came through, and it was Phoenix was born, and that was in October last year.
Brilliant.
And really my passion there is, I know I'm not the only woman feeling what I was feeling. I don't feel that now because I've got fulfillment from what I do.
Yeah.
But also, I know that if you've got the information and the knowledge about what's happening to your body physically,
yes,
that can help you to be able to navigate through it. And I just want to change that conversation and really empower women to take control.
Yeah.
I talk a lot. I've got a blog that I do, which is entitled Our Menopause, Our Way, because actually every woman's menopause is different.
Yeah.
Which means that every way you deal with it will be different. But what we all need is a place to talk and have that conversation and have someone else go, you know what, Lucy, you're not going mad.
Yes.
It's, you know, just don't worry about it. You're not going mad. We've been there, we've done that. This is what we've learned, and just to support one another. And that's where Phoenix Wellness Coaching comes from.
Absolutely superb. And see, this is why I said what you do is absolutely spectacular, because it really is. It's a part of a woman's life that, as I said before, is just so rarely talked about. Yeah. And I think the last year that I've noticed anyway, there's a whole load of different dialogue coming about the subject, and rightly so. And it is, you know, we need it on the agenda to talk about, because, you know, just because we get to a certain age, of course, we still want to be productive and work. Oh, let's face it, with a pension the way it is, without getting into, you know, we all have to work.
We have to.
Yeah. But also we really want to, you know, for those of us who've had kids, I know you and I haven't, but for those who have, you know, these sort of, you know, they're now at school, university, whatever it might be. Well, what about me? What do I do?
Exactly.
And actually, things are going to change. So tell us more about what you offer. So, I mean, what are the services that I might have a look at?
So I've got a range of different services because, as we said before, women don't come in a one size fits all. And what I've got is a range of services that will suit various different needs. Yeah. So I have the first kind of portal is I have a free, private but visible Facebook group, which is it's actually open to all women. So I've got women in their 20s right through to their 60s. A lot of what we talk about is obviously menopause focused, but equally those women that are coming through in their 30s, they're learning about it. Yes. Which is the most important thing. Absolutely. And for me, that group is about helping women through the pivotal moments in their lives. You know, so we've got women that have just gone through maternity leave, thinking about going back to work, to people that are women that are postmenopausal, thinking about retirement. So the Facebook group is the first place, I would say. That is great. There's about just under 140 ladies in there. Yeah, I'm in it. Absolutely. Yes. Please, ladies, for sure. So that's almost coming up to its first anniversary in August. Wow. And I set it up on my birthday last year, which was a bit of a scary day, but it was an important day to be setting it up. Yes. So that's the first place. And in that, you obviously get lots of support. I do a number of different challenges. So I did a 5-day challenge in April, all about stress management and how you can deal with anxiety and overwhelm. Starting next week, actually on Monday, I've got another free challenge, which is about love your body, because a lot of the ladies have been talking about body confidence. That's a massive thing for the menopause, because your bodies change. They change physically how they look, and actually where the hormones change, you start to feel less sexy and sex becomes uncomfortable. So you stop doing things like that or pulling back from it. And then you start to think, well, you know, maybe I'm not lovable because I look like this and whatever. So we're going to tackle some of those issues in the coming week. So that should be really exciting. But we have experts that come in once a month, talk about various different aspects of health and well-being that's related to the menopause. And some quite off the wall things, like we've done crystal healing and intuitive thinking, just because, again, it's a different way of approaching things. So that's free, open to anyone. Then as that, if you move on from that, there are group coaching circles. So this is where I bring together between 6 and 10 ladies who want to learn and work on a particular subject area. There's 2 programs that I do there that I'm going to be running throughout the year. So one is Thrive, which is the signature program, which is a 6-week program just looking at the menopause. And I do that in conjunction with a fitness and nutritionist. So we do everything around fitness, sleep, food, exercise. right through to the emotional and psychological impacts of the menopause, thinking about self-confidence, self-esteem, and anxiety. So that's all packaged together. That's a 6-week program,
really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that's what I say when I do my full pitches.
Yeah,
I look at working with the woman holistically, so mind, body, and soul. So it's not just one. We don't just look at the physical. We look at the emotional and the psychological, and dig into that to help you and give you the tools that you can take away and support yourself.
Yeah.
That comes along with 2 30-minute one-on-one sessions, one with me and one with the fitness professional. We've just finished that in April, I think. No, end of May it was finished. So we'll be running another one probably later in the year. And that was at £195 for the 6 weeks, plus including the 2 coaching sessions. I also have another program called Step Up, Lean In. I love different strange names. And that's all about boosting self-confidence. Again, it's a 6-week program. I run that myself, and we talk about what self-confidence is, what it isn't, tackle some of the things as to what has caused you to feel less self-confident. And then again, lots of practical tools to help you. 6-week program. I think that was a little bit more. It's £250. But I'll be running that again probably later in the year, October time, and I'm going to do it slightly different this time. So I'm just mulling that one over. So that's the coaching circles.
Yep.
Also, on top of that, you can come into one-to-one coaching.
Mm-hmm.
So this, I know it doesn't fit everybody's needs, and people will come to it when they're ready, because it is much deeper and it is the hard work. I have one lady who said she wasn't prepared or realised that she was going to get homework. So it's quite a shock. But as I say, change only happens when you put your mind to it.
Absolutely, it does, yeah.
So I have a range of packages. I've got 3 different packages, ranging from £200 for 4 45-minute sessions to £500, £550, let's get the numbers right, for 4 90-minute sessions. And then there's the one in the middle that does 60-minute sessions.
Yeah.
I say you sign up for at least 4 sessions, but ideally 8 or 12, depending on what you want to work on in order to see that change. And I can't really say that there is a certain way of doing this. Every session is tailored to what the client needs. Yeah. So I have a questionnaire that you would fill out that gives me an idea of what your goals you want to work on and what that looks like. And then we would have a bit of a discovery discussion on that, which is free. And then we get into the coaching. But it's very much with coaching, as you'll know, Lucy, it's driven by the client.
Absolutely.
So it's not for me to set the client's goals. Yep. They set the goals. I help them to work out what the devil that goal is, yeah, and how are they going to get there. So there are a lot of challenging questions around what are you going to do differently, or why have you got to that stage? And a lot is about unearthing those beliefs that we've got that we just need to let go of, that sometimes you don't realise are holding you back.
Haven't you? You've got to go backwards first before you can go forwards.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I love doing one-on-one coaching. It takes a huge amount of energy because you have to be really immersed in that client, in what they want to get out of it and what they're thinking at the time. And it can be quite emotionally draining for the client.
You're going along on their emotional path as well. So you're probably feeling levels of empathy towards that person and getting very much involved in their situation.
Absolutely. So, absolutely. So every session is driven by the client and every session is different. And that's what I love, because, you know, we're all unique individuals. So the approaches are different. And I use a number of different tools. So I use a lot of mindfulness and meditation because I'm a mindfulness practitioner. I also use a lot of NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming. Again, I'm a practitioner in that. So I bring that to the table. I also do just a lot of facilitation of asking the right questions. Sometimes I will kind of already be able to pick up on where they're headed before they know that's where they're headed.
Yeah.
But we do that all online, all on Zoom, just one-on-one. And as I say, you can go for 4 weeks, but probably 8 or 12 weeks is better. And then included with that, once you've finished that 12 weeks or your 4 weeks, 3 months later, we have another check-in call, which is included in the price. And that's really for me to say, so where are you now? How's things going? but equally in between times, if a client wants to come and say, just need to ask this quick question,
yeah,
I'm there and we'll help them with that.
So Jeanette, I think what you offer, there can't not be something for somebody in what you're offering and how you're approaching it from all of those angles, which I think is the magic of it. And I know obviously clearly you can't say anybody's real life story, but what would you say has been something that's really made you feel on top of the world as a result of where somebody's journey started from there and went to there? What made you?
That's a really good question, because I come out of each session usually bouncing off the walls, because I find it really so uplifting, just the fact that these women want to work on themselves. So one of my clients came to me saying, oh, I don't feel very fit. I want to get fitter. I want to get toned up. And as I said, I'm not a fitness professional. You've got, I can put you in touch with someone. But actually what was going on underneath was that her relationship was suffering because she didn't feel that she was spending love it. Yeah, mine usually does that. But this particular client, underneath that, she felt that she wasn't getting enough time for herself or her relationship with her partner.
Yeah.
And she was putting down to those relationship problems with the weight that she put on and her lack of energy. So we really dug under that. And actually, I gave her a few tips on things that I'd done, because I'd lost a lot of weight last year, and proved to her that you can do it. But we just talked through some of her self-worth issues that she had. And actually, in the 12 weeks, she lost a stone in weight, which was brilliant. It's what she wanted. Yeah. And she'd started to schedule time in for herself. She'd stopped making excuses.
Yeah.
So sounds like a really small change, but for this particular lady, who's a fantastic lady, 4 children, 2 of which are foster, doing a brilliant job, just finding time for herself and actually being able to have a better relationship with her husband was just fantastic.
Very seldom, I think, any of these things are ever in silo. Are they never in any sort of one? Oh, I want to lose weight. Okay, why? And then it's not until you look under those rocks and you start to get to the real reason why is because of, in this particular case, about the relationship and the family and the self-worth and the self-belief and the time for yourself. So actually, a lot of the reasons why we say we want to do something, it's not until you explore it that you think, Jesus, this is actually goes way deeper and way wider than you really thought about before.
100%. I mean, I'm working with another client who came to me of, I think I'm perimenopausal and I want to get promotion. It's really important to get promotion and I keep missing out on it. Like, okay. Interesting, let's talk around it. And actually, as we've dug under it, we've worked out that actually it's not necessarily her goal to get the promotion. It's because of how she thinks others view her.
Yep.
So we've kind of been digging different under that and, turned a lot of things on its head. The way that she felt that she managed people was this particular style. And it's actually something completely different. She's been managing people in a way that she felt that being at that position in her job, in that culture, she was expected to do. Which again, you would say isn't about the menopause, but actually it is. It's about her wanting to find her own path.
Yeah.
So yes, she wants to be successful professionally. So promotion is where she wants to go. That is the goal, but it's on her terms. And what does her being a leader actually mean to her? And I'm really enjoying doing that work with her. It's really, again, it comes down to a lot of behaviors and patterns that you find yourself in and you don't realize you're doing it.
Yeah.
It's, I can sit there on the outside and you watch, you listen to the words and pick up on lots of things. I have one client talking about her side hustle. I was like, let's just take that one back. Your side hustle. Why have you chosen those words? And it turned out that actually it was a piece of work she really wanted to do, but she didn't feel was necessarily in her remit. And she didn't know if she actually had the senior support to get on and do it.
So she almost felt not embarrassed about it, perhaps a little bit worried about it, so she was downplaying it.
She was downplaying it, but that's what she really wanted to do.
Yeah.
So a lot of the coaching is picking up on the language people use and the body language.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, I had a coaching circle where I had one lady who was on Zoom and she said, oh, I can't get my camera to work. And I had a conversation. I said, oh, that's fine. Don't worry about IT. Talked to her offline afterwards. And she said, I'm really uncomfortable with being seen on camera. I just don't feel comfortable at all. And so we're doing some one-on-one coaching there around actually, what is that uncomfortableness?
Yeah.
What's the blocker for you?
We're complicated, aren't we, us people?
We are, yeah. We are, yeah, absolutely.
I've thoroughly enjoyed talking to you again, Jeanette, and I really want to make sure that anybody who's watching this is able to connect with you. So first step will be Facebook. Obviously, we'll put everything in the links below about how they can reach you and start that journey, hopefully. Otherwise, you know, it'd be a shame to. I think it's really important that anybody who's in the slightest bit interested in what we've talked about today, just join your Facebook group.
Yeah,
and just
definitely.
Follow along, a little engagement in there, and just sort of see if it's for you. And it might not be for you now, it might not be right for you even in next year, but you know, the year after, or someone that you know, this is a really great lifeline, a really good support network.
I mean, the Facebook group, I try to encourage women to engage and get involved, but there is no obligation. If you want to be part of it, read the posts, follow along, then that's absolutely fine. You don't have to be any more engaged than that. But if something resonates, then get involved.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you so much for your time, Jeanette. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, no, that's great. It's been a real pleasure. Hopefully that was useful.
Yeah, absolutely will be. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you. You're welcome.